Yo, yo, yo. Hey, yo, what's good to all my heroes and villains out there? It's your boy LC. Guys, welcome to another episode of Heroes and Villains Collectibles. And yo, check it out. As you guys can see in the thumbnail, we have an update, a crazy update when it comes to the um, Avengers Doomsday. So, come to find out, we're about to be getting something that we've never had before. You know what I mean? So there might be, even though it's gonna be one movie, they might be showing two different versions of this movie in the movie theaters. So I want to go ahead and check it out. We're gonna hit up the Cosmic Wonder so he can explain it a little bit more. Comment below. I want to know your thoughts when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm gonna see the movie a few times anyways, but the fact that you can go to the movie theaters, watch a movie, and then let's say a week later go back and you're watching like a different version of the movie. Like, let me know what you guys think about that. You know what I mean? I mean, that's cool if you're doing like two different versions, but if you're doing like three or four, it's like, yeah, I mean, we're gonna go anyways. But I mean, even if you do like three or four different versions because you're adding scenes in from a different point of view or whatever it is, at least let us know. Like, yo, this is Avengers Doomsday. You know, a certain title. You know, like A, B, or C, so that way I know when I go next week, it's a different version. When I go the following week, it's a different version. When I go the following week, you know, because I would hate to go to the movie theaters to see Avengers Doomsday, which it doesn't matter. But the fact that if I know there's gonna be different versions, I want to see all the different versions. I don't want to go in and be like, damn, I saw the same version I saw last week. You know what I mean? So, but yo, check it out. Before we get started, if it's the first time checking out your boy, make sure you guys go ahead, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. It'll let you know when I have all types of videos, gaming streams, toy hunts, unboxings coming your way. All right? So, with all that down, guys, let's go ahead and check out the Cosmic Wonder right here so he can explain it a little bit more. Let's see what the hell is going on. So, yeah.
Marvel Studios might be doing something that is absolutely insane for Avengers Doomsday, but if it's done in the right way, I actually think they could pull it off and it could actually be really freaking great for the movie and the movie going experience. What is going on, Cosmic Crew? Thanks for stopping by the channel today. This new report seemingly has some fans divided right now. Based on what we've been seeing, some fans love this, some fans don't like this too much. And again, I think it depends on if they do it right, but I'm kind of here for it. You'll have to let me know what you think. But to kick it off, according to reports, Marvel Studios is reportedly planning different versions of Avengers Doomsday. That's the best way to put it. They're going to have alternate scenes in different versions of Avengers Doomsday. So if you go to the theater and you see it one day, you'll see one version of Avengers Doomsday. And then the next day, if you go see it again, you could see some completely different scenes that you did not see before in the previous version of the film that you saw. Now, right away, if Marvel decides to do this, go ahead and let me know what you think about it. Would that entice you to go see the movie again, to go see these alternate scenes, or would that kind of make you mad? Let me know your thoughts down below. Let's go over this report. Now, this report is actually coming from a Latin American Marvel insider, and they posted this to their Patreon. And the reason why I think this might actually be what Marvel's considering is because they've kind of already done this. Remember the teasers for Avatar Fire and Ash, the different versions you could go see, depending on the week that you went to watch it? They've kind of already done this. And actually, in this report, it says that that was actually them experimenting, figuring out what they wanted to do, if it would work. So let's dive into this report. According to insider reports, multiple massive final battle sequences are currently being filmed for Doomsday. There are rumored to be more than 80 actors involved, though some reports push the number up to 110, including lead actors, supporting cast, and stunt doubles. The reshoots are expected to take around 3 months to complete. I mean, we've heard this, right? We have heard that there are going to be so many people in this movie, all having relatively decent roles as well. Obviously, we know there are going to be some leads, but if you think about the massive final battle sequence, yeah, there's gonna be a ton of people in it. You have all of our heroes, all of the X-Men, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the Wakandans, the Talikans, Doom, and the people with Doom. There's gonna be a ton of people in it. The massive final battle is gonna be epic. At least it's set up to be epic. But this continues. Reports also claim Marvel is secretly filming scenes for both Doomsday and Secret Wars at the same time. Obviously, I expected them to do a little bit of that. That makes sense. It doesn't come at that big a surprise. They do say, though, the directors are said to be split into multiple teams, filming simultaneously with different groups of actors. That's kind of interesting. It's almost like you could get a Joe Russo one, Anthony Russo, like their visions could be a little bit different, but they're a pretty good unit. So I'm not really worried about that. I actually think it's kind of cool. And so here's where we get into the thick of it. Marvel is rumored to be experimenting with alternate scenes for Avengers Doomsday, so viewers might notice different footage during different theatrical runs. The goal is reportedly to boost repeat theater visits. This movie's runtime is said to be around 3 hours and 15 minutes, possibly extending to 3 hours and 30 minutes with added scenes and credits. The recent Avengers Doomsday teasers may reportedly have been part of an early marketing experiment. Marvel is expected to kick off a larger campaign in August following the release of Spider-Man Brand New Day, with press screenings rumored for October. They've already done not press screenings, but internal screenings, and we've heard nothing but amazing things. So I can't wait till we hear what the press screenings have to say in October. But this is quite the move if Marvel Studios decides to do this. Now, before we get into what the fans are saying and go over some comments, I gotta say I think this will work if, and this is a big if. This is when I say Marvel has to do this the right way. This is what I'm talking about. If the scenes that are different with each version of the movie you go see don't matter that much. I specifically think this would work if they are fight scenes because, as they just mentioned, we're going to have between 80 and like 100 and let's say 20, right? Different heroes all fighting a giant battle at the same time. It would be cool if one version kind of showed you an overall battle, but focused on some key characters. And then in another version, they focused on different characters fighting, right? Not that you're excluding them from one version, but giving them more time. So you could have 4 different versions, and let's say you see a glimpse of Shang-Chi and Gambit fighting in one, right? Maybe they give you 30 seconds, but maybe in another one, they spend a little bit more time on that. Maybe they give you a minute of it. And they throw some other characters in there as well that the other version didn't give you. So I think in terms of fighting, like big fight scenes, since there are going to be so many people involved, yeah, maybe some different versions could focus on different fights. I actually think that would be cool. And you see that in the background of other versions. So you're basically almost just changing camera angles. You're really just changing the perspective of the battle. I think that could be done pretty cool. But I will add, I think if they do anything other than that, and even if they do it the way I just mentioned, they need to classify which version of the movie that you're going to see, right? So you know I've seen this one before. So if it's just always, hey, Avengers Doomsday, it's just you're going to get a random chance at seeing a new one, or you might go see the exact same one you saw. I think fans might be kind of upset if they pay money to go see the exact same thing again, even though, let's be honest, most of us are seeing this movie more than once. But I think they should have Avengers Doomsday version A, version B, version C, version D. I think that's what they should do. But like I just mentioned, most of us are going to see this more than once. So this is actually kind of enticing because I know I've seen it multiple times in theaters. So seeing a slightly different version each time would actually be pretty cool. I think that would be pretty well done. But again, let me know your thoughts. Now let's move to our Discord. I'll put the link to our Discord in the pinned comment down below if you want to join. I'm asking people for input before I do videos now, and I'm putting you all in the videos. So I posed the question. I posed this report in the Discord, and I asked if people would like that. RoboKid said, imagine not getting the one with those scenes, I'd be royally pissed. Basically stating, if you go see the movie and you see what's already happened, you see the same version, yeah, I mean, you're going to be kind of pissed, which is why I say they should definitely classify which one you're going to see. They should label them. RoboKid says, I'm not a fan of it. It should be the same for everybody. What if you're excited to talk about with friends and you find out that you saw different scenes, and you buy another ticket and you might not even get to see the different version. Again, I think the fix to this is the scenes can't matter that much. They can't be like a ton of dialogue, and I think they should be fight scenes, because then it's like the movie's still the same. You just get different fight scene perspectives. And two, they should label what version you're going to see. Expioto says, I think if they do this, it will get revisits, but will they say, when they add or remove scenes, will they say when they add or remove scenes? Because what if you see the movie and then go back a week later, see the same movie? Again, they need to classify what you're seeing. Eugene Tan says, I like the idea. Avengers Doomsday having the 3 hours and 30 minutes with new scenes being added. It makes sense, especially since there are going to be a lot of characters in Doomsday. Which is why I think Avengers Doomsday will be the movie where we could see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine fighting each other. See, if it's a scene like that that's really important, like in the beginning of the movie, you can't swap that scene. That has to be universal for each version that we might get. It has to be in every version. This is why I say I do think it should be fight scenes, and it shouldn't be major fight scenes. Like, it shouldn't be like Thor versus Doctor Doom. Like, you only see Thor versus Doctor Doom in one version. The other one, you see Captain America versus Doctor Doom. It can't be that. It has to be a big battle while everybody's fighting at the same time. Chivano says that would be pretty sick if done right. The most important thing is that those scenes are not too crucial to the plot. It would be great for more funny type scenes, or it could also be used to follow different POVs for group battles. Like, imagine the Thunderbolts fighting some random soldiers, and then you see Bucky fighting and Yelena also fighting in the back. And in your version, you follow Bucky, and in your friends' walkthrough, it's Yelena's. Also adds some rewatchability. I agree. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And it really does add kind of a different perspective to the rewatchability, which is, I think, what Marvel's trying to get at here in Disney. And of course, let's be honest, they're trying to make more money. They're trying to get more ticket sales. And if they're trying to be the biggest movie of all time, this would help, right? Let's be honest, this does make sense, because it's going to get people, like, maybe if there's 4 versions, you go back and rewatch it 4 times instead of maybe twice. I think it would work. Music Meister says, I would love that. I would see it multiple times just because. I wouldn't hate it. I believe this user's name is Jaxel. I want Secret Wars to be 4 hours. If this is 3 hours, make it 5 hours. I totally get that. Dapper Dan says, I'll watch it every time. I work and run movie theaters. I'll keep an eye out for the different scenes. Absolutely. We'll figure out which versions have the different scenes, and all of the different scenes will be online, right? Just like when they did these trailers in front of Avatar Fire and Ash, they ended up online. They actually ended up online leaked before they were even in the theaters. But of course, since it was like a handful of days before they came online, they were leaked. So we'll get them, right? We'll see. And Anthony Solis says, this is interesting. I like it. I don't know why Marvel feels the need to do this. Like, we're all going to go see the movie multiple times. I'm sure more some than others. But yeah, this is one way to promote it, and I'm here for it. I agree. I think for a lot of us, especially if you're watching my channel, you're probably really into Marvel and really excited for Doomsday. You're probably watching it more than once. I think this is a cool twist on the movie theater experience. You get to see a little bit of a different movie. Nothing too different as far as like it's a whole different movie, but like, hey, different perspectives and different battles. I think this could be pretty cool. But go ahead, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Again, I'm trying to put people in my videos from our community now, because we all are a big community. So if you want to join the Discord, that's in the pinned comment down below. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok as well. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Leave your comments down below to let me know what you think about this. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, guys. Yo, shouts out to Warren over at the Cosmic Wonder. I mean, yo, it's different. You know what I mean? Now, it literally had me thinking, if they do this for Doomsday and it actually works, would they do the same thing for Secret Wars? You know what I mean? But see, like, that's just the only thing. Like, okay, normally I would have probably seen the movie, like I've done with the other Avengers movie, about 4 or 5 times, right? So let's say they do 2 versions. Let's at least do 2 versions. One from Anthony Russo's perspective, the other one from Joe Russo's perspective, right? So I would go to the movies twice to see one version, and then go to the second version and watch it another 2 times. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Listen. If done right, I like the idea, but I mean, cause I understand. I mean, already the movie's 3 hours and 15 minutes, maybe, and then with credits and all that stuff, maybe 3.5 hours. I mean, they really can't go more than that. I think Avengers Doomsday was 3 hours. I think in Avengers Infinity War was 2.5 hours, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'm here for it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm gonna see the movie multiple times anyways, but just don't do more than two different versions, you know? And yeah, certain important fight scenes should be, it makes sense, like Warren says. Certain fight scenes should be important ones, should be for everybody to see, no matter what version you're watching. But when you're doing like big battles with a bunch of characters, over 100 characters, then yeah, you want to see different perspectives of the movie. You got this character fighting, and in the background, you got another character fighting, and then you watch a different version, and then the character in the background, now you're watching that one close up, and then in the background was the character that you seen in the first version fighting. You know what I mean? Like, cool. That's it sounds cool. Mixing it up, because you know that sometimes when you're watching a movie, there's just so much happening at the same time that you're just trying to catch everything. You're trying to catch everything. There's just so much happening. So this is a way to switch it up. Like I said, for those that were gonna go watch it multiple times, we're still gonna watch it multiple times. This is, and you know what? I wonder when it's time for it to go on streaming, how is that gonna work? Like, are you just gonna make it one full movie? Like, I prefer make it like, let's say you're adding an extra 15 minutes, right? Then instead of 3 hours and 15 minutes, are you gonna round it off to 3 hours and a half? And then show, let's say you do two versions, show both of those versions in the movie at the same time, when we're watching it on Disney Plus. Which I think that's what they should do. There shouldn't be two different versions of Avengers Doomsday on Disney Plus. Just add those scenes, and then you're showing the scene, and then boom, then it'll cut to the other scene, and then you're watching that scene, then it'll cut to the other scene. You know what I mean? Like back and forth would be the best way. So we're watching one long ass movie on Disney Plus. You know? But guys, comment below, let me know your thoughts on that. At first, hearing about it, I was like, man, I don't know. They should just have everything. Just play the whole thing, which it makes sense. You know what I mean? To play the whole thing on the movie. But I don't know. You know what I mean? Sometimes when a movie is so long, you know what I mean, it's hard for. But then again, it's Marvel. You know what I mean? We're here. We're here for long ass Marvel movies, especially when it's a good movie and it doesn't even feel like a 3 hour, 3.5 hour movie because it goes so fast. You know what I mean? But yo, I'm here for it. It's different. If this works, I'm sure they're gonna do the same thing for Avengers Secret Wars, because that's when you're really gonna have everybody fighting everybody. You know what I mean? That's a real big battle. But yo, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Shouts out to Warren over there at the Cosmic Wonder. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to let him know your boy LC from Heroes and Villains Collectibles sent you guys over there. All right, guys. So, yo, check it out. Make sure to follow us, Heroes and Villains Collectibles, on Instagram if you guys want to check out the rest of the collection, Lego builds, Marvel Hot Toys, Marvel statues, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all that cool stuff. Okay. If once again, if it's the first time checking me out, make sure to subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and do me a solid, smash that like button. It does help out the channel. With all that down, guys, this was dope. This was awesome. This has been another episode of Heroes and Villains Collectibles. I'm your boy, LC. Until next time, guys. Peace.